I think this is about, what, the third video I've done on this topic. None of them are very popular or anything like that, and it's nearly impossible for me to even figure out what's going to end up catching, because thankfully, some people are taking a chance on a little channel like mine, and I'm getting a little bit of traction, but I just can't figure out what exactly is hitting, so I'm just going to go with what made me as successful, whatever the hell you want to call it, okay, by just doing what I normally do, is just make videos about things I find absolutely ridiculous or just gut-bustingly hilarious. And this Martha Vineyards thing, to me, is one of the funniest things I've seen in a very, very, very long time. And now that we've had all of those dirty, wonderful migrants put on buses and just sent off to Cape Cod, so all the nice, smiling, middle-aged white people can just go ahead and enjoy their nice September weekend, okay? Like, you got this one lady right here, she got her hat on, she got her sunglasses. You can just actually hear the people. I don't think I actually have the sound turned on, so I'll just go ahead and change it. There we go. You can hear just how happy they are in the background. Yay! Go away, brown people. We're so oh, it's so nice that they came here and seen some things. But you could also see there was a little bit of a cut there, so I'm not entirely sure. Like, we'll just run that back here real quick so I can show you guys this. Okay, and then, yeah, quick cut. So I'm not too sure what exactly they're cheering up about, okay, if they're leaving or if they're coming. It could be deceptively edited, but you can also see that basically the same amount of lighting is consistent, so I'd imagine they probably just cut out some dead space there, but they also got a couple of little captions there. Amid teary-eyed farewell hugs, farewell somewhere else. Volunteers who had worked around the clock to provide shelter, food, and clothing for the 48 migrants waved goodbye. Yes, go away now. You're too poor to be on our little island, okay? Better luck next time. You can come back if you have a pair of hedge clippers. It'll be much nicer down there for you. What does that say there? From Joint Base Cape Cod, attorneys and state officials plan to arrange to help them find accommodations in Massachusetts or out of the state. Oh, look at all of those little white girls just running. Oh, please come back, Pedro, you're so dreamy. Or I don't know what the fuck else. But yeah, no, now we can just go back to living our little life and put up more feel-good virtue signaling posters that we don't really have to, adhere to any of the principles for, okay? We support current thing, just not if it ends up affecting us in any form or fashion. And it looks like those same buses, the ones that were saying, oh, goodbye, good luck, okay, have a nice day, out of service, but at the same time, have a nice day. Gonna be needing those down there at Kamala Harris's place again. I don't even know if she's there. Fuck, I don't even know where the fuck she is. Another 50 migrants arrived at Vice President Kamala Harris's D.C. residence. Residents at the Naval Observatory on Saturday got another 50. The arrivals mostly hailed from Venezuela. It's so funny. They don't want to say that side of the aisle. They don't want to say why they're fleeing Venezuela, but they're just Venezuelans. They're just nice people that just want to leave a wonderful, rich culture for brighter and different frontiers. Different, but just as good as the confinements that you left. Oh, okay, cool. Has nothing to do with that communism that's failing in real time. Oh, okay, cool. And included a one-month-old baby. Oh, you wouldn't kick them out with the National Guard now, would you? They were quickly collected by aid workers and taken to shelter. Oh, of course. I'm sure the Naval Observatory has wonderful accommodations. Why didn't you want to help out there? An additional 3 busloads of migrants also arrived in New York City on Saturday morning. More than 11,000 migrants have arrived in the city since May, mostly from Texas. Oh, that's why Muriel Bowser's, the mayor of D.C., is just spurging out right now and just saying, we need to bring in the military, we need to deal with all this stuff. Okay, we still support migrants, but we don't have the facilities that Texas does. You think Texas has this shit fucking on lock? 250,000 migrants every fucking month. 11,000 that you're having to deal with since May. And that's been how fucking long at this point? 6 months? No, I'm sorry. That was since March. 4 months. 4 months. And you can't deal with that shit? It's almost like values and your political hot takes, they're being placed in the crucible of open debate and realizing how ineffective they are. And you know what a real leader would do? Somebody who is a little bit more principled than the mayor of Washington, D.C., you know what she would do in those situations? Reevaluate her positions on certain things, but no. Just get the people with the guns to deal with the brown people, okay? But remember, hey, gun crime's a big problem in our state, of course. But even still, like, we're looking at really tertiary outlets here. Okay, we got somebody with some handiwork on TikTok of all the white people clapping for the brown people being sent off of their island. You got the New York Post for whatever the hell they actually are. And Fox News doing their thing as usual, just sucking all the air out of the room. But what about the leftists? What are the leftists doing out there? Well, they're writing opinion pieces that I would have loved. I would have loved to read this one because, boy, there would have been a lot of takes that would age poorly, especially with a headline like this. Okay, this is from NBC News, NBC's official fucking account. They've since deleted it for reasons that'll become patently obvious very quickly. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sending asylum seekers to Martha's Vineyard is just like, in their quotes, okay, and I wouldn't say this, of course, I'm not one of these people, me taking my trash out and just driving to different areas where I live and just throwing my trash there. A founding member of the foundation which helps refugees says. Interesting. So somebody who consistently deals with refugees, okay? And again, nothing necessarily wrong with refugees, but you see a lot of military-aged men and a lot of families crossing the border. They've got ulterior motives. There are different means and methods in order to get across the border. Perhaps you should be using those apparatus, okay? It is incredibly tough to get a visa to go to the United States, but that's for good reason. Those apparatus, they're incredibly good because they want skilled immigration. That's incredibly important. They just don't want bodies, okay? And I'm just interpreting this as in as good faith as possible, okay? Because I could also say, what, you're comparing migrants to literal trash? Okay, that's a very low IQ fucking interpretation of this. But it's also fair given the fact that it's a leftist that wrote this, okay? It's NBC after all, okay? And they can never use analogies properly. Metaphors are kryptonite to a lesser mind. I understand. But no, this would all be stopped if, I don't know, there was actual border security. And that instead of allowing those people illegally crossing into the country to stay in the country, you let them, what was that one policy called? Oh, right, stay in Mexico. If only somebody would do that. But again, if only it was equal distribution, okay? Of the blame or praise whenever it happens, because we got this boy from June, actually, make sure this is properly in frame, yes it is. Amid border surge, Biden administration plans to send migrants to cities deeper in the United States, starting with Los Angeles, says internal documents. We talked about this, okay? Talked about this back at the time when this first cut out, okay? June 8th, the Department of Homeland Security plans to transport migrants awaiting immigration proceedings from the United States cities along the southern border farther into the interior of the country, beginning with Los Angeles in the coming weeks, according to the internal documents obtained by NBC News. Funny, no calls for the, oh my god, we need to have the Department of Justice investigate the Biden administration for human trafficking. No, nothing in that, or anybody who's in control. Gavin Newsom, is Garcetti still the mayor of Los Angeles? Not having any of them investigated for human trafficking. No. It's only when Abbott does it. And it's only when Ron DeSantis does it, of course. But he had to just put a nice little tiny bow on what's happening with Martha's Vineyard. Okay, they took the 48. Remember, put this in proper context. 48 fucking migrants were there for less than 24 hours. And they threw them out with 125 National Guardsmen. Hilarious, ridiculous. So the press secretary, gay black lady, on migrant relocations. We're working to manage the consequences of this latest political charade that we're seeing. Oh, it's a political charade when DeSantis does it, but when you guys do it, it's very necessary to maintain the infrastructure that's down there at the border. You know, we really need to make sure that everything is properly processed, okay, and that these red states just deal with it, so us here in the blue, more civilized areas never, ever have to face consequences for our policies that we advocate for. FEMA regional administrations have been meeting with city officials on site, it's fucking on site, to coordinate available federal support. They're already gone. You got your buses, you got your planes, they're heading out to Cape Cod. Okay, good, congratulations. Again, that looming threat of You ain't gonna help us with the actual crisis down there at the border? Don't worry, we got some private jets so we can get some of these migrants flued out to nicer areas that are out there. Here, there's a lot of empty buildings in downtown New York. Anyways, AOC's just about had enough, okay? She says governors sending migrant buses to liberal cities are committing crimes against humanity. Oh, wow! How did you come to that brain-dead conclusion? Republican governors who are shipping migrants to liberal cities are committing crimes against humanity. Oh, okay. It's appalling that far-right politicians seem to have decided that fall before an election is the regularly scheduled time to commit crimes against humanity on refugees. What? Now you're just making even bigger claims than that, okay? Because you're saying it's a repeated history of breaking the law, which again, I don't know which laws are being broken here, but okay. She said in a tweet Friday, don't normalize this. Lying to and trafficking people for TV and clicks isn't politics as usual. It's abuse. Hey man, you keep talking like that, you're going to have a amateur soccer team turn up at your place. For months, Texas has been busing migrants to so-called sanctuary cities. No, they refer to themselves as sanctuary cities. New York, Washington, and Chicago, in what they say is an effort to pressure the Biden administration for more action to secure the United States border. Yeah, no, exactly. You didn't want to help them out? Okay, cool. Bet. We'll make you. Now it's your fucking problem. And they're only getting a fraction, which is just so wild why they're just taking such offense to this stuff. At least 11,000 new migrants have landed in the Big Apple since May. So 11,000 in New York, 11,000 in Washington, D.C. Wonder how many Chicago has. But then again, it's really tough to take a accurate count when they have to duck, dive, and dodge bullets flying through the air. That might actually be abuse sending them to Chicago. God, she's really fallen off since joining Congress. Anyways, the situation has not only escalated since then, as other states like Florida and Arizona have also begun sending migrants north, including 50 migrants who got flued out to Martha's Vineyard, caused of mass chaos on the island. No, not really. There was just a bunch of white people standing around clapping. Okay, good. Now we can just get back to barbecuing something for the weekend. Oh my God, I don't need any more of these brown people ruining what's left of our summer, honey. But it was odd, right? And we just run this back. There was actually not a lot of dudes that were there. It just looked like a whole bunch of the white women. The same white women who advocate and vote overwhelmingly for these democratic policies. Again, no responsibility for the women. Anyways, AOC, she's out here just not really knowing what the fuck to do, okay? She's such a scumbag. She knows the system, knows how to maneuver within it, and is really trying to position herself to usurp Nancy Pelosi at the end of the day, because let's stop it, okay? She doesn't want to change the system. She doesn't want to abolish the system. She just wants to fucking be the next one in line. She just wants the power like any good socialist. Shout out to Massachusetts and the people of Martha's Vineyard for showing the world what the best of America looks like. Nice and white, like you like it, right, AOC? It's unsurprising that they also sent some of the best to Congress. Elizabeth Warren, yeah, of course. She's just like everybody else that's out there. 1,023 parts, white European. Probably the whitest person on earth, but still claims marginalized status. Fucking weird, ancient old bitch. Ed Skidmarkey, of course. Oh yeah, he's still got mask. You're gonna notice something else, like, yeah, you got Elizabeth Warren there first. Pronouns in the bio. Ed Markey. Pronouns in the bio. Cue Ball that's out there, of course, one of her friends, and I don't know, what is she changing some shit right now? Representative McGovern, I don't know who the fuck that is, Representative Ken Clark. But how about some big ups to the governor himself, the guy who activated the National Guard. But again, that just kind of really presses your morals and the amount of acceptable hypocrisy that your people will put up with, because then you'd be given too much credit to the people, to the big scary men with the guns that showed up. Okay, interesting. But this ended up catching the eye of Ted Cruz, and Ted looks like he was on one today, which is totally fine with me. When Ted's good, Ted's very good. But when he's off, oh boy, he misses the mark. Like, well, AOC. The rich liberal people of Martha's Vineyard deported the illegal aliens within 24 hours. Glad to know that AOC now likes to tell us what the best of America looks like. Yep, no, exactly. With the one example of Ayanna Pressley. Awfully old and white, huh? Weird. But then AOC clapped back. They were not deported. They were brought to shelter in the United States. No, it's actually the textbook definition of being deported from Martha's Vineyard to somewhere else. So again, she's a sitting member of Congress, and she has ample padding to do that sitting. We can just go check back in with Alex Stein for confirmation on that one. They were brought to shelter in the United States with no help from you. Actually, to be fair, he's also a Republican, so he initially got them to Martha's Vineyard to begin with to not get deported to Cape Cod, so whatever. Why lie to and traffic Venezuelan refugees for votes? Ooh, somebody's self-snitching right there. It's nuestra familia latina. Oh no, you should be standing up for them. No, the whole plea for identity politics isn't going to work here, stupid. If it is one thing we can count on for you, it's being a shame. Una vergunza. Okay, a vergunza, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which I know I am. This was the exact same exchange that ended up happening during the meme stock Wall Street Bets days. Okay, AOC just adopted it in order to, I don't know, play victim card, or play the victim card and hold victimhood status when taking on Ted Cruz. It's fucking hilarious how this bitch can literally garner sympathy off of any fucking cause that really doesn't affect her. But Ted Cruz, man, Ted Cruz just decided to dunk on this dumb hoe. Nuestra familia is being killed, raped, and brutalized by human trafficking cartels that your policies fund. You didn't care for the 53 bodies that were pulled out of the trailer. Oh, the ones in San Antonio. Yep, no, of course. Not a goddamn word about that. Nope, no photo op to take there. Couldn't really make, time for any of those poor people coming across the border and fucking over and died of heat exhaustion in the back of an 18-wheeler. No, couldn't do for that. Nope, of course not. There were actual bodies in the trailer. It wasn't an empty parking lot that you were fake crying at. You can't be bothered to see abused kids in the Biden cages. Yep, exactly. Who built the cages, Joe? Who built the cages? AOC, this is human slavery, and you don't fucking care. Damn, man. Ted was on one today. And I'm definitely going to be using that picture as the thumbnail, because I also don't know what the fuck to do with thumbnails on this one. I'll just have white women clapping and AOC just crying over the Martha Vineyard sign. How about that? That'll be fun. But you already know that if you already clicked on the video. So, again, if there's going to be any more developments on this, I just find this infinitely hilarious, because I just love to see hypocrisy in real time, call it out, and then just laugh when dumb people do dumb fucking things. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.